Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're all doing well out there. Thought I was going to have a weather change to report to you today, but not very much. Had our best chance of rain we've had in the past 2 weeks, and probably that we're going to have in the next week or two today. And we got about 10 raindrops, so still hot, but it's all good. Today I want to talk about not a raw food fanatic. And let me explain social media to you. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Also go down into the description below and go check out my store, rawtropicallivinggear.com. Wearing our No Mud, No Lotus shirt today. A lot of good vegan designs in there. I got some more stuff coming soon. Oh, and any of the designs that are in there, in fact, I just ordered this on a mug. So if you want to have something nice saying or something on your coffee or tea mug in the morning, if you drink that, let me know. You know, as I'm talking about this too, I said, let me explain social media to you. I'm going to include, I don't guess YouTube is technically a social media platform, but I'm going to include YouTube in there. And this is a bigger picture thing. This can be applied to so many things on the internet. I get asked, well, number one, about me. Like what you generally see, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube's rolling a little bit more because it's video and you're getting a little bit more of the story. But what you're getting in all of these platforms is like a snapshot, a Polaroid, 1 second in time, something that's pulled out of time for that. And a lot of times people want to take these 1 bytes, these 1 seconds, and they categorize everything based on one thing. Now I get this all the time. If I like, you know, and hey, I can kind of understand it to a certain extent because I do raw food videos all the time. But if people are actually looking at the content that I put in there, you would see clear that I'm not a fanatic about this lifestyle, that I'm very open to all plant-based lifestyles, and I'm just trying to share here. So, you know, a lot of times I'll get all these questions like, man, is that healthy? Is that all you eat? What do you think about too much sugar? Is it too much fruit? Fruitarian this, fruitarian that. You know, like that's all I eat is fruit. Now I love my fruit and I eat a ton of fruit, and I've probably, and I may do it again, I've probably categorized myself as a fruitarian from time to time because I do, a large percentage of my diet comes from calories from fruit. But I am not a fanatic. And then let's jump all the way to the other side. If I mention remotely cooked food, and I've heard this, I like to kind of listen to things that rumble around out there. If I mention anything about cooked food, if I do a video talking about it or whatever, then I also hear something like, well, he eats cooked food. He's no longer doing the raw thing. Everybody's falling away from the raw thing. And I'm just kind of over in my little corner going, I ain't changed. I've been doing what I've been doing all the time. I just, like I say, I'm not fanatic about any of this stuff. It's not, no. I'm not like, I haven't fallen off the wagon and I'm going eating nothing but cooked food. And no, I'm not fanatic. I don't sit and eat nothing but fruit all day long. I mix it up. I've got, you know, I'm all over the place. I do keep it clean. Mostly. You know, I showed a photo on Instagram. I shared a photo on Instagram this morning. It was of the barbecue jackfruit sandwich. Sorry about that. Still getting used to having air conditioning to deal with sound again. But no, I shared that barbecue jackfruit sandwich that I eat sometimes when I go down to Pensacola. Just to show people, you know, because on Instagram I mean, because it's colorful. Fruit makes a really good photo, so I show a lot of fruit. So I showed that over on Instagram, and I talked about how that's not, you know, don't put me in this corner. Don't categorize me as this raw food person. And also too, when I don't know what's going on in the raw food world. I think y'all think we kind of somehow have these secret conferences where even if we do it the same way, we're all talking and know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Half the time anybody asks me anything about anybody in the raw food world on YouTube, I'm like, I got no clue. Your guess is as good as mine. Here's the rest of the raw food world over here, and here's me over here. I'm doing my thing. I watch some people. I mean, I don't watch anybody. And you know, it's funny. I was talking about this morning, and I was talking about it with one of my probably best raw vegan friends. So I don't feel bad even saying it. I don't even watch Melissa because we're friends. We've talked. We talk all the time. I've got recipe books of hers. I don't need to watch her. She don't need to watch me. And we said this to each other. But highly recommend her. She's one that I have no problems recommending to people because I hung out with her. I know what she does. I know her recipes. I've used her recipes. And she's another example. I wanted to bring her up because she's fully raw. She doesn't eat any cooked food whatsoever. But I don't include her in that fanatics thing because she's always been, she does her thing. She's not telling anybody else they need to be fully raw. She's not preaching, oh, fully raw is this much better than even eating any bit. She just says for her, and she does her thing. I respect that. Another one that eats fully raw that I really am on board with is Chris Kendall, The Raw Advantage. He puts solid information out there. He's always chugging along. You've never heard, you know, he doesn't have these emotional outbursts and he's in and he's out and doing this and that. He's been doing it for years. He's a solid guy, not one of these little stick figures like most raw people are. So those two people, and there's a lot of others. I'm gonna forget people, and there's a lot of other people that I do. They're just not names. They're not big names. I don't have like the big name channels. I don't follow anything big out there. Now, big being relative because, you know, I do a lot of work in other areas over on Instagram, and what's considered big in the food world, that's a drop, except for like a few mega accounts. That's a drop in the bucket. Even the big vegan accounts, they a drop in the bucket compared to the major players on social media. So, but yeah, no, I don't know what any of the big people are doing. There's some cute little channels that I enjoy. They're not big at all. There's probably the biggest channel that I'm a fan of is Melissa's. I don't know how many subscribers she's got now, but I'm a big fan of hers. What else? I mostly follow non-raw people. That I enjoy them. They're a little less uptight. They're except for the ones that are staunchly anti-raw. I'm not about the debate. I'm not about arguing. I'm not about all this us versus them and trying to like endlessly talk about what the absolute best version of this lifestyle is. I eat fruits and vegetables. I eat plants. I mean, it's as simple as that. I've tightened up my game a little bit. I'm working more on the nutrition aspect of it, as I've talked about ad nauseum in videos. I'm getting my greens. I supplement certain things. I eat certain foods to get certain things. But no, my diet is not as narrow as it might look, or from me talking about it, or from what I share on social media. No. So that is a snapshot. When you want to take the, and also too, it's like, it's this. Like I say, I've even shared, and I don't care. I've had people tell me, hey, you know, somebody used your photo on a thumbnail, and I don't care. The world is outside here. This is me. I don't care. I don't have nothing to do with that. But also too, I'm kind of the poster boy because I look like the mad prophet or whatever. So the funny thing is, I saw myself categorized one time as like one of the mad people when, I'm sorry, but I'm probably one of the most rational people when it comes, and that may not be saying a lot, but I'm one of the most rational people in this raw food world. I'm not, you know, I believe in science. I'm not always talking about my food vibrating and what it's doing here and there. I'm talking about the science that I can't necessarily explain, and that's why I follow people that talk about that stuff. I love following Dr. Greger with those little short infomercial videos. I follow Plant-Based Athlete because he did that Cornell course. He knows a lot of the science. He shares a lot of stuff I'm interested in. I don't eat like him, but I adapt a lot of the stuff that I get a lot of good information from him. I like people like Banana Blondie just because I like her attitude in life. She's kind of like, she flips the world off too. But she's a beautiful person. She eats plant-based. She does her yoga. She don't bother anybody. Boom. But most of the people, yeah, that I'm watching and that I'm following are just simply vegan. Who else did I mention? I like they're a nice couple. I enjoy following them in their travels. I'm a big fan of travel too. It's Nime, and Bianca Taylor, boyfriend, girlfriend. He's a big swole dude. Now that's a guy, okay, maybe you may have a point when you talk about, okay, there's no big, huge, swole raw vegans, but you can't say that about the vegans. This guy's big. I mean, this guy's like serious muscle quality. He looks like he could probably, you know, compete in actual, and he probably does from his body. He probably competes against other people. His girlfriend's real delightful, but they're just very nice people. The Raw Boys, another one. But see, most of the Ohm twins, they're two Mexican twin women from, well, from Mexican twins from Mexico. That makes sense. Just their personalities, very bubbly. I watch positive stuff. It's not always about the facts either, and especially in the vegan world, and I'll end up with this, is I watch positive stuff. I don't watch any of the argument, any of the discord, any of that kind of stuff, but everything you're seeing from most everybody out there is a snapshot. It doesn't necessarily mean this is what you're doing all the time. And even when you add those up, even if you say, well, I've looked at a lot of their Instagram photos or I've watched a lot of their videos, it's still a lot of times people are in, you know, doing things, they're niching, because that's how you build your numbers. That's how you get your message out to the most people, by narrowing it down and using the hashtags and whatever. But, you know, don't take all this stuff so seriously. Don't take all this stuff so seriously, and don't take people out there so seriously. You could figure this out for yourself. If nobody ever answered a question of yours after today, everything is already on YouTube, social media, everything. You could figure this out on your own. So anyhow, that's just kind of a rambling video to almost finish up the week. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today, and if you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.